Welcome back to the channel. Tune in or go stout. I want to be very frank in today's video. This channel is about my experiences and personal stories, so let's talk about dating, and more specifically, dating as a unemployed 28-year-old gamer. To give you some background, I've been unemployed for about 10 months now. I live at home with family, and yes, I do actively make money even though I'm not employed through like a regular job, but that doesn't matter. To everybody else, I'm still unemployed. And I'm gonna be frank with you guys, there is no dating. I've gone on dates, but the idea of dating and having a girlfriend in this stage is practically not a thing. It's weird because you don't have a job, so there's that stigma, but because you're unemployed, you're also expected to just be available all the time. And for some women, that is a bitter pill to swallow, because for me, being unemployed working a 40 gave me some free time, but being unemployed trying to manage takes up a lot of my time. And that's what I learned, is there's really no point of dating while broke. Yes, you might come across your soulmate, and if that happens, I think you should probably follow that and maybe pursue that. But for most of us guys, there's nothing really crazy that's gonna happen. Probably go on a million first dates, probably won't even be at the top of the list because you're broke. And then at the end of it all, you're just gonna feel worse off than you were single, because in your head, you or that girl didn't work out because you didn't have a job or because you're broke. When I really feel like it all ties in together, when I had a job and was dating, it was easier for sure because I had the funds, but I also really wasn't worried about much else. I was kind of just going with the flow of things, and dating made sense, but a lot of those talks or situationships ended the same way. I never really gave much attention to the details or the emotions of it. I was just kind of going through the processes because I had to date. And now that I'm broke and can't really offer all the funds, I'm trying to be more emotionally available. But that's hard because you got TikTok and social media telling whatever girl you're talking to go after the richest guy she can. And I'm not going to fault them, like, it's security, but the amount of girls I've seen leave guys that they like because he can't give them the lifestyle they want is pretty high. And that's guys who have a job and don't make enough. I don't got a job at all. And I've heard people tell me like, bro, it's not a permanent stage in your life. You're going to get a job again, so there's no point on not looking. But I'm not in the best spot right now, so why would I bring someone else into my mess? Which would usually just make my mess even bigger. And that's what happens every time. Like a bunch of other guys, I've done the whole delete the dating apps thing and just get completely away from it, but then I fall back into the trap and I go through the loop, have a bad experience, and then just rinse and repeat. But for this 10 months, I really tried to see if there was something that I was missing or maybe that I could change to make my outcomes better. But I feel like the dating scene has gotten way worse since the start of the year. Like, we had the whole T-app be a big thing. That was just a few months ago, where they were posting guys' photos and saying all their bad experiences with them. That made a lot of people mad, and I think rightfully so, because there's helping protect people, and then there's just spreading gossip and doxing, which is what it seemed like a lot of them were doing. But that kind of just shows the distrust between the two genders, and that's one thing that's becoming a real issue as I get older. Since I didn't settle down after high school or in my early 20s, the people who are still left in the dating pool, and I guess like people like myself too, I'm not just taking all accountability away from me, but they've been through a heartbreak or they've been through a bad relationship or something, and they hold all this baggage into anything they go into. Like, I'm not the first unemployed guy to ever date, but it just happened to be that maybe the girl that I'm talking to's ex is also unemployed, and now I'm just like him. The nuance of why I'm unemployed or what I'm doing with my life currently doesn't matter. Once you say those words, you're basically put into a category. And I'm not a saint when it comes to this. For me, if I hear things like, you know, they watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians or they follow celebrities very closely, that's definitely a red flag for me, and I'm probably not going to go further. So I understand, you know, keeping those alarm bells up, but knowing all this makes it really hard to just actively pursue a relationship. Because when you're unemployed, bro, you're holding on to the little bit of confidence you got. The funds running low, you getting rejected from the job applications, you really have nothing but self-belief to run off of. And if you're just constantly swiping and getting rejected and having failed relationships, bro, there's no point. I promise you, a lot of this stuff that comes with unemployment is because you're holding yourself to a standard that really isn't realistic at the time. Not even gonna lie, I really don't want a girl to date me when I'm unemployed either. Is it kind of messed up to say that? Because if I was to find a relationship when I was unemployed, it would most likely be like a situationship, and then I'd look at you crazy because it was like, you was letting me do all that unemployed. I don't know, bro. I don't like the fact that it's hard to get a date when you're unemployed, but I kind of understand it. But it's just, you get judged when you take yourself out out of the dating pool. Like, the amount of stigma that comes with just saying that you're not dating or not looking is crazy. I understand we're at that like child having age, but why would I add on top of all the troubles I got going on now? But I just don't think that our parents and just people get it. Like, people go through it, because look at the birth rates and the relationship rates and everything. It's all going down. So everyone's experiencing it, but we all have different reasons for why it happens. Women will say that men are just dogs and they're looking after one thing. Men will say women are just thoughts and they only want one thing. And I don't think that it is that extreme. And it doesn't need to be. There's people that are not like that, but when the dialogue are just two sides screaming like this, there's no point of people like that trying. Because yeah, like, I'm unemployed. There's not much reasons for me to date, but I hear women with good jobs choosing not to date either. Like, they tell you not to meet on the dating app, but there's no other way to meet. And even if you do meet in real life, they probably have a dating app. And honestly, even if I wasn't unemployed at the moment, I don't think the dating scene would change too much for me. I've heard this saying, and I think it resonates with a lot of people. Once you've been alone for long enough, you'll find peace. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's nice not having to check your phone or get yelled at for not responding fast enough, or go to sleep with that sinking feeling in your stomach because you don't know what's happening. We've all been there. And I know I said it don't gotta be that extreme, but it's really hard to find someone who's super level-headed and can understand what you're going through. I do plan on changing this. Like, I do want to settle down in the future, but do I know when that's going to change? Not really. I also think that I just don't move fast enough. Like I said, I'm 28. A lot of women in my age group are trying to settle down, have kids. Like, the biological clock is ticking, and I just can't act oblivious to that, but I'm nowhere near ready for that. Like, there's so many things I want to do before I have a kid. Like, there's way more traveling I want to do, and I'm not saying I can't do that with a kid, but I'd rather not do it with a kid. Like, obviously I'm gonna travel with my future children places, but I'm young, bro. I'm trying to go to like Cancun and crack something. I'm not trying to take care of a kid and change diapers. Have you ever seen the family at the vacation spot, bro? They just seem so unhappy. Kids running around making a mess, wife mad because she gotta take care of the kids, dad mad because he gotta pay for everything. Whole time you spent 4 days at a resort trying to kill each other just to return home and still want to kill each other. I don't know. It seemed like back then the benefits of dating outweighed the cons, or even marriage and all that stuff. But now there's not really a lot of cons to being single. Too expensive to date. You can get the cat for free. Most guys would prefer to pop on the game after than sit and cuddle. It's cook. There's really no pros. I'd say cooking, but most people don't cook nowadays anyway. It's just going to bring you stress and arguments. And before you know it, the 6-month trial is up and you guys go your separate ways. But again, this is the view of an unemployed guy dating in today's world. I simply find it pointless and more of a waste of time. I'm not going to deal with job rejection and rejection from women, especially because I got to meet them through these apps, bro. I know I'm not the only guy she's talking to. I know I'm probably not even the first 10 guys she's talked to. And if I don't find something interesting to talk about every minute of the day, then it's probably not going to go that far. If I trip up on the date, it's not going to go that far. If I express any vulnerability, it's probably not going to go that far. And if I want to get to know the person for maybe a month before asking them to go out, you know, not just rush into things, it's not going to work out because they just think you're wasting their time. It's cooked all around, honestly. But I'm not fully pessimistic on dating. I think it can change, and I think there are amazing women out there. I just have not come across a lot of them, not implying the ones that I have talked to this year are all bad, but it's taught me that you got to care about a lot of things that you don't care about. And I think that's a part of finding the middle ground and giving into the other person's interest. But I don't think I'm at that part of my life, so I don't feel the need to bring someone into my drama just to make it worse. The whole dating scene is unproductive. I could do better things with my time. I don't want to make this come off as like I'm an incel or I hate women, because I don't really have bad things to say. It just seems pointless. Like, I don't think a girl would want to mess with me if she knew I had a whole roster of women waiting, and I think vice versa. I don't know. There's way more reasons, but I don't want to make this video last forever. So if you agree or disagree with my points, let me know. Are you in a relationship? Or if you're single, what is stopping you from getting into a relationship or finding somebody? As always, if you made it this far, like and subscribe to join the thread. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Transmission complete. Signal terminating. This is Ghostthread, signing off.